What up, your boy MC Shadow? Back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist, all that good stuff. Now, what I wanted to talk about this video, you know, one thing that some people, may not know, and it got brought up to me by a homie from my neighborhood, and only because it doesn't only happen in my neighborhood. There's homies in different neighborhoods that I have met that the same thing, the same get down, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard it on here before on the internet. Where you hear homies be like, them fool look like paisas. Or like, that fool ain't a gangster, homie, that fool's a paisa. Now, if there's one thing, so there's some people that don't know is some homies take offense to being called paisa. Being called a paisa is like being called the N word by homies. They do. There's some homies they don't like it, dog. You call them paisa and they gonna take flight on you. You know what I mean? There's some homies to the point. I have some homies from my neighborhood. They don't like corridos, dog. You bump corridos, dog. They gonna grab that corrido and just toss it out the window. I have homies from the fence that feel the same way. I have homies from V&E that feel the same. Homies from Florence that feel the same. I have homies from different areas that feel the same way. So I know it's just not my hood. You know what I mean? There's some homies that just don't like it. They come from like like there's always been like a rift between homies and paisas. You know what I mean? There hasn't, like, I know people are like like brown pride and unity, and some of our parents are like paisas or whatever. But there's some homies that it just ain't having it. The Chicano and paisa relationship is kind of rocky. And it's not just like, oh, it's homeboys fault like us. Like, it just doesn't fall on us. Like, when homeboys that get deported, that are sureños, they go to Mexico, they get treated with no love. They show them vatos no love. To them, these fools ain't real Mexicanos. They can't even speak Spanish right. And look at the way they dress. Esos no son Mexicanos. So we're seen as just like, we're not accepted by them over there. Not by all, just by some. Um, kind of like the same way we can say about the raza over here. Like, all these fools don't even speak English, and that's why it's like these fools are paisas. You know what I mean? It's they're saying it like in an insult way. So some homies don't like it. So I pretty sure some people are like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, believe it or not. And it's a thing of egos, right? Like, if you go to Mexico and you're dealing with some people that are over there that run with like carteles and stuff like that, and they think que son machos, to them, yeah, these guys think they're tough. So they see you like, fuck these fucking wannabe ni son mexicanos de verdad, ni pueden hablar español. Like, like, they be insulting because it's a thing of egos. Same over here, like, fooling our fucking paisa. It's a thing of egos. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's all based around like egos. It's ego tripping. Same thing with the N word. That's just how it goes. So, like, there's some homie, I'm telling you, man, you play corridos around and they ain't having it. You call them paisas, they are not gonna like it. Like one of my uncles, you call him paisa, he ain't liking it, dog. Like, he won't split your wig. Um, there's just some homie that take offense to it. Like, I'm a homeboy, I'm a Southside. Like, you ain't gonna call me a paisa. Like, shit. Like, I put in my work, my dues. And how dare you call me a fucking paisa? Like, they come from those realms. So it's like, to them that's an insult. Like, they went on to put in their jales, and you calling them a paisas, like, you're belittling him. You know what I mean? And his and all the work he's put in and stuff like that. You know, Obviously, because in there, the paisas, and then there's the homeboys, but the homeboys are seen as the elite. You know, the paisas are a little bit more lower class. So when you call homie, that's how they're taking it. Um, Even though we're in the streets already, but like I said, it's hard to kind of like snap some of those habits out, you know, from all the time that homie spent in there and stuff like that. Um, so um, I decided to talk about it because I see that no one ever talks about it, and I think, see, it's a lot easier to bring up the N word problem because that's to do with another race. So, right, it's speaking more of us, like, in unity, and how we should be about our culture, and everything like that. Like, there's roots to it, but nobody wants to touch on this because then this shows that there's cracks within our own like structure of like Mexican pride and power and everything like that. And that's why people don't want to point it out because then it shows our flaws. It's so easy to want to point out like let's say other races flaws, but then when it comes to our own, we don't want to accept them. For example, these are just some examples. It's kind of like saying, you want to know why some whites don't like raza? See it like this, right? And I'm not defending whites or nothing like that, or insulting my people. Just making that clear. You know what I mean? I'm just giving you, you know, an inside opener because sometimes pride gets in the way of some people. You know what I mean? It's kind of seen like this. Whites, we're in the United States. Whites have rules already right here, structured and established. Like let's say when they live on the street and it says no using bikes, skateboards, and stuff like that, right? So us whites, we live by those rules. We obey those rules. Those are the rules right here. No skateboarding, no whatever. Raza comes in and they see the sign, but they're like, esa que pendejada, son niños, déjalos jugar and everything like that. But see, the thing is that these were the rules set by them. All these people have been following them. Then you come and you want to bring the Mexican culture to the United States, so the rules and everything like that, when it doesn't work that way. Like these people were following the rules and everything, then you come and you're just like, fuck the rules. You get what I mean? It's like if I invite you to my house and these are the rules that I set for my home, how are you gonna disrespect them? That's disrespectful. Even it's like, oh, but they're kids. Yes, but those are the rules that are set that everyone's following them. How are you gonna come and just try to break them? Isn't that seen as disrespectful? Wouldn't you say? You know what I mean? Or let's say in Mexico, just the man works. The wife is at the house and everything like that, and they making ends meet. Here in the United States, because how we pay tax and stuff like that, you can't do that. So both people have to work, but the raza wants to still bring that culture. Like they bring their family over here and only one guy working, and they expect to be able to do it. You can't. You get what I mean? So you can't bring that culture over here. So that's why they be like, oh man, they take it from us. Oh, look how we're getting mistreated, or we could never make it and everything. Like, yeah, like because look, check this out. Before I had a minimum wage job, my wife too, whatever, and we had 3 kids already. We were living in an apartment, and we were getting by fine, and we didn't get no EBT, no food stamps, no none of that, and we had a car, and and we were both working our asses off, and we lived fine. We never struggled with our bills and everything like that, and that's minimum wage. And paying an apartment and no help by no government, no food. You could do it. It's just that people don't want to grind, or don't or want to make excuses, or want to find a way or where to blame. Because they want it easy. This life is not easy. This life is a grind. Nothing's gonna fall from the sky in your lap. And yes, there's some people that try to cheat the system, and you see them doing it, and so you're like, that's not fair, and so you're gonna try to do the same thing too now. Like, why stoop to their level? Like, like, why don't you lead by example and just be like hold your morals and pride, up high, even if no one ever recognizes them or anything like that. At least at least your kids are seeing, like, you're setting the example. You know what I mean? That's why I refuse ever to take government's help, because I want to show my kids that, like, you could do it. And yeah, I see these other people like, nah, it's time for us to stop staying quiet and anything like that. Oh, so you rather stoop to their tactics? So you rather stoop to their level, 2 steps down? You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. I rather what's the saying? I rather die. I rather live. I rather die on my feet than live on my knees. You know what I mean? Where do you think that saying comes from? That's real stuff, you know. But like, those are just like a few examples of, like, you can't bring cultures from other parts of and then try to establish them in a different country. You know what I mean? Like, if you all of a sudden go live in Japan or wherever and then just try to like run things like how we do it over here, like, you just can't, bro. That's gonna be seen as disrespectful. You're disrespecting their culture, their rules, their whole way of life. And then because you guys don't want to look in the mirror, you're gonna be like, these fucking haters or these fucking people, like, you know what I mean? And not to put down my race and everything, because they are haters. On the other side, they are racist, some and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, well, we don't help the situation either. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that we're to blame, and I'm not saying they're to blame. And everything in this world, Even with the whole Black Lives Matter and the police officers and everything that is right now. Guess who's to blame? Both sides, or all sides, and everything. Raza's fucking up. Whites are fucking up. Blacks are fucking up. Government is fucking up. Police are fucking up. No one is right. Everybody is wrong. But see, one side, and look, and we could sit down on the table and 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 like talk and everything like that. But see, the only way you're gonna get change is if all sides are able to admit that they're wrong, and all sides must be able to meet in the middle. Instead of be like, nah, well, you can only give me, nah, I want 50%. I want 65%, and you take like like 35 or whatever. Like, nah, it's gotta be 50-50, homie. Nothing can you get like a little bit more just cause. Nah, we feel like we've been mistreated. And no, it's 50-50, homie. If you want change, I'm just saying everybody's wrong. No one's right. Not Rasa's right. Rasa's not right. Blacks are not right. Whites are not right. They all wrong. I know the truth hurts. I know this video probably will get a lot of dislikes. I could only call it how it is, homie. You know what I mean? And whenever you want change in something, and whenever you want to like make change or progress and everything like that, my boy, it starts by you being able to admit your flaws, and and what you do wrong, and try to better them in order to move forward before you start anywhere else. Like, how am I gonna be like, "Sabes qué, homie? You gotta change your life. You're a drug addict," and when I'm just as bad, I have to be able to admit, okay, I'm fucking up on this and this, and then you change that, and then you're going like, how you gonna be trying to. I'm just saying, I could only call it how it is, homie, and but that's something interesting that I decided to bring up because I know a lot of people make, like, hey, homies should be getting checked about the N word and woo. Like, what about homies that get offended when you call them paisas? Like, what about that? Like, no, we don't talk about that, homie. Come on now. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I don't get offended by it. I don't mind, but I'm saying that there is homies that do. And, like I said, when the homies get deported, they get no love from Mexico, from those homies over there. You know what I mean? Like, those they see them as just like bootleg Mexicans or whatever. Like, and I know because when I go to Mexico, trust me, even when I was little, you know what I mean? Like, them fools just didn't like homies. They just didn't. Um, and just the way it was, you get no love, you get, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it happens everywhere. Just like how when they come over here, it's the same thing. It's the same way over there. You know what I mean? But people don't want to point the flaws right there. Like, hey, homie, we're trying to like unite right here and everything. We can't speak on that. We gotta speak on that before we can start anywhere else, homie. Come on now. I'm just saying, Shadow. Come on.